Welcome, seekers of truth and wisdom, to Soul Wisdom Transitions, where we embrace the magical dance between the mind, the body, and the spirit. This sacred space is dedicated to guiding you on a spiritual journey and a soulful self-discovery, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. Get ready to harness the power within as we embark on your transformational odyssey towards a more enlightened and fulfilling existence. Open your hearts and minds, for the wisdom of the soul awaits. Let's the transition begin. I'm your host, Terry, and in today's episode, we're going to dip our toes into reconnecting with our soul wisdom. And I promise, everyone can do it. So, the concept of soul wisdom is a little bit different for everyone. For me, it's the internal knowing when something is right or not. And for many people, it's that gut reaction that you get. And the gut reaction is, if you're familiar with the 7 major chakras, the solar plexus, which is right above your belly button, that's your power center. And we get a gut reaction to some things, especially danger or negative energy or something that you just kind of feel, and it's a feeling. You feel that it's not right. Now, sometimes for me, what that might look like is I've had the, shall we call it, opportunity to go to a well-known networking situation in a big conference, and the person on stage, high energy, everybody's screaming, the music is loud, the energy is up. And for me, my gut reaction is, oh, heck no, get me out of here. I can't stand this. So I was able to connect with someone who was delivering the same type of messaging and teachings, who just approached it from a calm and it's just a comforting situation. Same message, just that is what spoke to me. So I am what is considered by some a highly sensitive person. I'm also a high introvert. So a lot of yelling, loud noise, loud music, screaming, everyone jumping around does not feed me. There are some people that feed off of high energy, and I am certainly not one of them. So I know when I get that gut feeling, it is my intuition and my soul energy which is telling me not the right place for you. And that's okay, because there's always, other places and other things that you can explore. So just take a moment and think about what that might be for you. What, are you connected to your soul energy? The soul energy is our interior, all-knowing, what will keep us safe and what is best for us as we walk our path on this earth. And we all have it, and it's just a matter of getting quiet and just getting better at listening and becoming aware. And we've spoken about awareness before, but becoming aware of what that means for you. So it's very important, no matter where you are on your life journey, if you're in high school or in your 20s or 30s or in your 60s like me, you can always reconnect with your soul energy. And I'm sure there are times where you didn't pay attention. And that's what's keeping you from tapping into your life purpose and your authentic way of being in this world. The more you can connect with your soul wisdom, the let's see, how do I say this? Your life journey will be just something that is an easier journey. It'll fill your heart, and you'll just understand what your true purpose is. That's going to be different for all of us. And modern life and all the external bombardment of social media, 24/7 news cycles, on, always going, immediate responses, whether it's work or personal. Especially if you're in a corporate job. I was in a corporate job, and early on in my corporate career, my boss would dictate a letter. I would type it up. He would sign it. I would mail it. And you had like a week or two before you had to respond. Now, fast forward to 2023, and everything is instantaneous. Even so much as posting on social media. Oh my God, I posted that 5 minutes ago and nobody liked it yet. We're looking, we're programmed, we're being programmed, and unfortunately we're programming our kids to expect and only accept our personal validation from outside. Like I said, social media. Oh my God, no one liked my post. Or, oh dear, only 10 people liked my post. Or, how many post likes did you get? I mean, it's crazy. Most of the time you get likes or clicks or, reactions from people you don't even know, and they don't know you. And what kind of a relationship is that? I remember talking to my nephew a few years ago, and I asked him, I said, what's the big deal with, getting validation from your social media accounts? And he just sadly looked at me and he said, because Aunt Terry, that's the only place we get validation. And that's terrible. How awful that we as a society can only value ourselves by, what our social media, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm sure there are others. So, what you do, just, I recommend at least once a week, just disconnect. Don't grab your phone first thing in the morning. Just sit there, take a breath, enjoy the sunshine, or for those of us who wake up when it's still dark out, enjoy the quiet, and just say, I'm going to connect with my soul wisdom. Today's going to be a good day. And many times what I say is, soul wisdom, is there anything I need to be aware of today? And help me be aware. Bring it to the forefront. Let me understand. So reconnecting with your soul energy, just that the first few minutes of the morning before you have your coffee, before you go downstairs, before your day starts, just take a breath, Close your eyes, or look at the sunshine, or enjoy the quiet, and just say, help me hear you. Make me aware. Make me aware. Help me hear you. Now, another way of reconnecting with our soul energy is just go out for a walk. Even if you're just walking to the mailbox. So many people are now working from home, and you're sitting in an office and staring at a computer, and it's Zoom calls, and everything is technological based. Technology based? Is that a word? Disconnect for a moment. Go outside. Take a 10-minute coffee break. Go out in the backyard and just listen to the birds. Put your feet in the grass if it's warm enough. And just reconnect. Just get quiet, reconnect. Listen to the voice inside you. It will never steal your wrong. It's there. We all have it. And, use the opportunity to reconnect and listen. And there are so many times where instead of reacting, you've heard me say this before, you just take a breath, feel whatever it is you're feeling. Anxiety, calmness, uncertainty, excitement. They're all different, but if you get quiet, even if you're feeling anxiety and you listen to your soul wisdom, you will hear that little voice that says, feel the fear and do it anyway. Because this is something that will benefit you. You may not see the benefit right away, but this is something that will benefit you. And you never know what that's going to be. Even if it's, you want to be get on stage and do some public speaking. That's a big terror for a lot of people. And why is that? Oh my God, what if I get something wrong? What if I mess up? And who's going to want to hear what I have to say? And just feel the fear and do it anyway. Because even if you reach just one person in that room, you've just changed someone's life by sharing your wisdom. So, just getting back to reconnecting with your soul energy. For some people, it's nature, as I mentioned. I like to go out and sit in the barn and just listen to the sounds of the horses. And, whether they're chewing on some hay or just harumphing or, stretching or whinnying, just listening to the honesty and authentic sounds horses make. They don't put on airs. They don't. Some of them have attitudes. Okay, some of them have attitudes. But they live in the present moment. And if we could do that more and just live in the present moment, you will hear your soul wisdom voice much more strongly. And it could be just taking a moment and saying, do I really need to go to that networking meeting? And your inner voice will say, yeah, you do. Go. You might meet a partner who is going to benefit you from your work. You may meet a new client. You may meet someone who just needs to hear what wisdom you have. And I've had that happen to me in different networking situations. What changed for me was shifting from I'm going to a networking meeting to get more clients to I'm going to a networking meeting to see who I can help today. Who can I serve? Who can benefit from something I may share? And that's it. And I've gotten new guests for the podcast that are scheduled for the upcoming months. I've gotten, a lot of people just said, wow, that's really interesting because I really needed to hear that today. And some of you are familiar with my Facebook postings and my social media postings, which is called Tuesdays with Terry. And I always post something that means something to me. It comes from my soul wisdom, and I never sell anything. The guests on my podcast, I don't have them selling anything. Sharing of wisdom and helping you reconnect with your soul wisdom, or just a little snippet of, if you remember, I had Dr. Christiane on a couple months ago, and she was nutrition based, and your relationship with food. You can connect with your soul wisdom over that. Just get home, things are terrible, you had to, your kids are sick and everyone's got the flu and you've got to do this, and oh my gosh, I just want a damn cupcake. You take a moment, check in with yourself. Okay, soul wisdom, and it can be as unheavy or petty or whatever as, okay, soul wisdom, should I eat the cupcake? Now, what are you going to feel? One side of you is going to say, oh, eat the cupcake. You deserve the cupcake. You have been through so much. You deserve the cupcake. But what about taking a breath and saying, you know what? I'm just going to cut off a quarter of the cupcake and eat that. I'm going to save the rest for later. You don't need to eat the whole thing. You don't need to eat the whole box. Just have a quarter of the cupcake. Because if you think about it, the first taste of something you really love is all you really need. Because that first taste is what answers the need. And just eating up the whole thing, nothing is quite like the first taste. It's like the first taste of lobster. For me, lobster. Do I need a whole lobster? No. When we do go to and get some lobster, I always take some home. Don't need to eat the whole thing. So reconnecting with your soul energy will give you, even if it's as something as mundane as that. Now, for most of us, connecting with your soul wisdom is usually over something much more impactful. A new job. Should I take this new job? Is it really something I want to do? Sometimes you get the answer of, yes, take the job. Even though it's not what you want to do forever. Sometimes it's the means to an end. So I take the job, I've got security, got a roof over my head, I can pay the rent this month, I can save money, and because I'm saving money and having an income, I can take the course in creative writing, or I can write on the side, or take a course in art, watercolors. Whatever it is that helps you reconnect. So if creativity is something you used to do as a kid but you don't do anymore, take out a sketch pad, get some colored pencils, and just sketch. Whatever comes to you. Doesn't have to be, you're not Picasso. Who cares? It's not going anywhere. Just sketch. See what happens. Watercolors, oils, whatever you used to dabble in. Just play. As adults, we rarely get to just play. And while you're painting or while you're writing, the message from your soul wisdom will come through. You may paint a beautiful landscape and say, oh my God, I remember going there as a kid. I'd like to go there again. Or if it's creative writing, are you writing your memoir? Maybe you're writing a novel with no intention of publishing. Just write it. Let your soul wisdom come through your words or your painting, your art, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it's writing. I have one book, award-winning book published called Finding True Purpose, Life Beyond the Castle. And it's an inspirational memoir. It's about my time at Disney, my time growing up, my time at the Walt Disney Company, my time recovering from a traumatic brain injury. And what I'm writing now, in addition to unraveling your own post-traumatic stories, but something I'm writing that may or may not get published because I really don't know what genre it's in. I'm at the moment calling it a fictional memoir because I'm writing it about my life in the future. And it starts out with me, with the realization with me waking up in an assisted living facility and how I got there. And it's really interesting. So I'm sort of writing the script for what my life is going to be like. And it may or may not happen. But I'm feeling a sense of control. And when it does happen, I'll be able to say, oh, I've already lived this. It's in my book. No big deal. And the reason I started writing was because I got quiet one day and my soul wisdom say, what if? What if you wrote about this? And sometimes that's what your soul wisdom does. What if? Or how about? Or be curious. Many times our soul wisdom is going to keep us safe. And, there will be times when, if you're in, a big city in Denver or New York or whatever, and you just get the feeling, I really don't think I should turn left. I'm going to go right instead. You don't know why. That's your soul wisdom taking care of you. Don't go down that alley. Don't go down that street. You've got to be able to get quiet and listen to your soul wisdom. And, it might be, oh gosh, that's going to be the perfect job. And I, when I get that, it's going to be great. And you go on an interview and the person you meet, you just get bleh. Your gut reaction is, this is terrible. I don't like this, but I don't have to work. I won't be working with this person. And yet that's your soul wisdom saying, maybe not. Maybe not. Keep looking. So the more you can connect with your soul wisdom, the more interesting your life will be. And, that's not to say things are not going to go sideways or south. They certainly have in my life. But listening to the soul wisdom is, okay, let's do this. Like me starting this podcast. I had no inclination of ever starting a podcast. What was, who am I to say? Who am I to talk? And yet, the soul wisdom was, you're an award-winning author. You've lived life. You have things to share. What if you just touch one person with your podcast, then that's what makes it all worthwhile. And I'm enjoying it. So take a few moments, go out in nature if that's what feeds you. Write, paint, get quiet, even just close your eyes, take a breath, and listen. and your soul wisdom will talk to you. So, before we close, as I usually do, I'd like to share with you today's Fan of the Week review. And this is from Jade Unicorn. And Jade says, "To live our most authentic lives, to step into a lighter, more airy and freeing life. What a deep and meaningful space to uncover stories of what so many have been wanting to explore. I love this." Thank you, Jade. I appreciate your review. Continue listening and reach out if you can. I would love to connect with you. If you want to be a Soul Wisdom Transition Fan of the Week, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and I will add you to our Fan of the Week list. That concludes our episode for today. I want to thank you for tuning in to Soul Wisdom Transitions. Remember, as you navigate through the twists and turns of life transitions, trust in the wisdom of your soul. Embrace the lessons, honor the growth, and always remain open to the guidance that comes your way. Until we reconvene for our next soul-stirring conversation, may you continue to blossom into the highest version of yourself. Embrace the beauty of your journey and always be guided by the whispers of your soul. Thank you.